First step in making a Biga dough was mixing the flour, the water, and the yeast, and just stirring it together with a spoon. And you can see what the consistency of it is. And this is going to sit for 16 hours before I refresh it, and we'll come back to that tomorrow. It's time to make the Biga dough using the Nouvelle flour. Here's the Biga that was done 14 hours, 16 hours ago. And here are the other ingredients needed for the refresh. The salt has already been added to the flour, and the quantities have been weighed out. First, I add about half of the water into the mixing bowl, and then I will add the Biga, which has been fermenting overnight, into the bowl. On slow speed, we'll start dissolving the Biga into the water and increasing the speed as needed. Start adding the flour and salt combination into the mixture. When the dough starts getting a little too thick, you could add more of the water. I put all the water in, I have a little flour left. The last of the flour is gone in, and I'm going to let this continue to knead, turning up the mixture and scraping down the sides of the bowl until this dough all comes together into a ball around the spiral mixer. As I add more flour, you can see why you can't do this by hand, because it requires too much kneading to be done manually. After several minutes of high, you'll see that the dough starts removing itself from the wall. It gets a little stickier, and we're almost done. Now we see that the walls of the dough are clean, and the dough is stuck to the time to stop. It's stuck to the dough hook, and the dough is cleaning off the walls and is ready. Now what we're going to do is we're going to dust some flour on our work surface, remove the dough, and let it set for 1 hour, covered. After removing the dough from the bowl onto a floured surface, we're going to use a dough scraper to shape our dough into a ball, and then we're going to let it rest on the counter This is harder to do with one hand, but I'm holding the camera with the other. So when you do it, it'll be a little easier. And we are going to let this sit on the counter and rest for 1 hour, covered, and then we will come back and divide the dough into 4 300-gram dough balls. Okay. Here is our dough covered with our bowl, and we'll be back in an hour to divide it. Time to divide the dough. You can see that the dough has expanded a little. And we're going to take the cutter and divide it. Okay, the dough balls have been shaped and will be put into the refrigerator for 48 hours. And then we'll come back and see which is better, Nuvola or the blue pizzeria, Caputo.